Holyfield. There's no kill bill, get real, we really on the field. Blood, sweat, and tears steady spill as we make the real. And no blocking shots, we always hot like Harden with the steel.
Hey, Phil, the marshmallows still gonna swell up, right?
We still talking about these marshmallows?
We still talking about it.
Come on, man. I'm not trying to hear that no more.
We gonna hear about it.
We're not.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
Hey guys, settle down. Let's save it for the show.
It's just about to get real.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Real Spill 601, your favorite sports show. You have me, your host, Jan Nichols, and we got the regular crew, man. The regular crew. Real Spill Phil to my left.
Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
Larry Legend to my right.
Larry Bird.
Yes, sir.
Got your Eric and Young.
We here with it, man.
You got
We here
Eric
with
and
it.
Jordan, my bad.
Yeah, man.
We had some more football being played, man. More football being played. Oh,
So
man.
we don't talk too much about it. All that, man.
We had some football being played. I just want to go ahead and come out there and just say, man, right now, Saints, man, we don't look too hot. We don't look too hot. We don't. And I'm standing 10 toes with my team, and I'm going to stand out in front with it. We don't look too hot right
You
now.
don't either.
Injuries are killing us. Coaching, I feel like, is also a problem. But we're not talking about that. We're irrelevant. We're not good enough to talk about. So we're not talking about the Saints right now.
Right.
But I'm letting y'all know. You know, I ain't forgot. I ain't running from it. We just don't look too good. And I'm just going to come out there and be out there and say it.
I love you coming to do it because this is a guy to your left that ain't found home yet.
Time out. If we're gonna talk about running, I think you the main one that runs.
Hey, we winning, man. We winning, man.
And that's good for you.
Like we do what we always do,
win,
man.
lose, or draw, I'ma always be 10 toes with my team. And
What about the Tigers, man?
who? LSU?
Yeah.
I'm 10 toes with LSU. I'm talking about all the way purple and gold, baby.
Right.
And somebody to my right, they love man. They do not like LSU, man.
I like LSU,
Oh,
but
you don't?
I do.
You are not a fan of LSU.
I'm a fan, but I'm going to go against them. I'm going to go against them because it's a guy that's a diehard. I like LSU.
No, you don't.
I got old pictures of me. Hey, get it in. Come on now, get it in. Take a picture with Mike, man, with Shaq.
You took a picture
with Les Miles. I've been there. Hey, he no old new to this, man.
Hey, look, you used to be a fan.
Still.
You used to be a fan.
Hey, that purple gold. I like that purple gold, man.
It's okay though, man. You know, big kudos to LSU getting that come from behind win, man. Down 14-0, man. Hey, I thought we was over with. We was in Auburn too. We won in the Valley.
Man, we went to Rocky Top in January. You don't want to do nothing about that Rocky Top game. Hey, Knoxville is a nice place, man.
I think I see you in Oxford.
Why you want to see me in Knoxville, bro? We saw a visual of it. You know, it's a nice cabin view. Downtown Rocky Top. You don't want
pretty big.
You don't want no wages.
Hate to have to send them fans home with an L.
Hey, you don't want to talk wages that game?
We gonna do that.
Hey, see?
All right, y'all know how we do this, man. We got a lot of good topics.
Oh man.
First starting off last Thursday. This past Thursday, the Miami Dolphins came to play the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals will ultimately win at the Miami Dolphins would fall. Unfortunately, Dolphins star quarterback Tua Tagovailoa left the game with a serious head injury. Many have been critical of the Dolphins staff for allowing Tua Tagovailoa to be able to play due to his last injury the past week, even though being able to still play through it. I want to ask you guys, what are your thoughts of this injury and the game total?
You got it.
Yeah, I'll go first. Well, first off, just with the injury. So the week before that, we all knew when he got up wobbling and didn't know where he was going, he should have sat out then for the rest of the game. But I'm knowing that the coaching staff, they probably said look the other way and put him back in. That's probably what happened.
You think so?
I think that's what happened. Now, moving forward to the Cincinnati Bengals game, so you got time to prep. Well, he had a little bit of time. What about 4 days?
Right.
To really, prep and see is he really ready to get out there and play.
Yeah.
And I feel that he might have been ready, but he wasn't 100% ready. And so I think that played a huge factor in his playing because he went before he got hurt. He went 8-14 with 1 interception. That was his deadline before he got hurt.
Right.
So I just think that when he's not 100% ready, plus you got guys, he's getting pressure all night. Yeah, 10 quarterback pressures, and they only have 1 sack. But you got to think about the Bengals. They play real aggressive. And when they hit you, even if it's not a sack, they're going to make sure you feel it.
Right.
And I can guarantee Tua was feeling every last one of them. That's why he threw the interception, because of quarterback pressure.
Right.
So, as far as the injury, that you know how I feel about that. As far as Tua's game, I feel that we got a chance to catch a glimpse of what Tua's like when he doesn't have time in the pocket.
Right.
When he has time in the pocket, it look real good, don't it?
Right.
When you got guys coming at you full speed, nonstop, then it's time to see you can't depend on your teammates. You got to actually make a play.
Right.
And I don't think that Tua's the real playmaker here. I think that I think it's Tyreek Hill.
Who throwing the ball? Who throwing the ball? He can't throw it himself.
Tyreek Hill is the breadwinner of the team.
Yeah.
Jalen Water got locked up against the Bengals. Don't nobody want to talk about that. He got targeted 4 times and he only caught 2 passes for 35 yards.
Right.
Water supposed to be the number 1 receiver now.
Yeah. No, he don't. They paid Tyreek to be number 1. Are you serious?
Before Tyreek Hill came, Water was number 1.
I feel like they about 1A, 1B though.
Exactly.
The tight end was number 1.
Yeah.
No, and the tight end
they probably both played the X and the Z. They probably both played. They both.
And the tight end got locked up too. He got targeted 5 or 6 times. Only had 2 catches for 23 yards. So what I'm saying is, when they're playing against a legit defense, you know,
Bengals defense not legit. They just got D-line
I can't say
and
that.
Bell.
I can't say that.
They got D-line and Bell.
Bengals defense.
They got D-line and Bell.
We're not gonna do that.
We're not gonna do that because.
And Hilton. That's all they have.
First off, the linebacker group for the Bengals, the best thing they got.
They linebacker solid.
Are you serious?
Bell is the solid person on their team.
Linebacker solid.
See, you don't.
I watch the Bengals. I watch the Bengals.
For you to say that, you cannot be watching.
They line like
great. Their linebackers pretty good in coverage.
Their linebackers are great in coverage, and then they gonna come down and make a play. D-line is phenomenal when they own.
Right.
They got Reader and Hickerson. And Hickerson,
we know he's like that.
He's a machine. He's a workhorse.
I miss him, man.
He's a workhorse.
Couldn't pay him.
And then also, you got Jesse Bates in the backfield. And then I really like the short corner of Winsu.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's so aggressive. Even though sometimes he got called for a pass interference against the Dolphins.
Right.
And I really didn't like the call because he had his back turned. But
I seen that.
He didn't do anything to interfere.
But that wasn't even that's like a high school type call. That's a high school type call. I said it when I watched the game. I was like, bro, what?
They tried to get a Bengals. They
basically called for face guard.
They were trying to give the Dolphins a game with that one. So, I mean, it's some calls that could have went either way. But I like the Bengals defense. And then, as far as Joe goes, it's only one thing.
We always knew he was
It's only one thing with Joe, with the Bengals. If the offensive line gives Joe time,
they're going to do his thing.
The type of numbers he gave, 20 for 31, 287 yards, and 2 TDs. That's a normal night. That's a normal night.
I'm glad you said that.
That is a normal night. Now, when he's on and popping,
353 TDs.
The Bengals can be really scary now. But the crazy thing is, Joe, he's used to getting pressure.
This ain't about Joe.
He's used to getting, you know what I'm saying, getting pressured 10, 15 times and still making a play out of it.
Right.
Tua can't do that. And I can guarantee it. When they got pressure on him, you're going to see Tua do these same type of numbers.
Right.
Now, I hope for a speedy recovery, but I can guarantee you, TJ Watt come back next week, you're going to see this same type of
Tua's on pace to have 200 yards. Are you kidding me? Man, you bogus right now, Jew. You bogus. Tua, hope for a speedy recovery. You shouldn't have been out there. I feel like the Miami Dolphins medical staff and records, they need to reevaluate, and some guys, some of these position staff need to be fired and job removal, because ain't no way in heck Tua was supposed to be playing and you call that a back injury, knowing that was clearly a concussion. He was concussed.
Right.
He got up, stumbled, then went to the ground and got back up and stumbled again. And you call that a back injury? Everybody in America know that wasn't a back injury. And if it was, he probably strained his back. But it was clearly a concussion. And then he shouldn't have been playing because they had a Thursday night game. It's a quick turnaround. That's not enough time to, for your mind to rest and your body to perform.
Right.
Especially after you've been concussed. And of course you're gonna be all right. That's the gritty in him and the desire to play the game of football that he loved to do. So going into Thursday, he played phenomenal. But he was on pace, eight passes for 110 yards and 1 interception. He was on pace to having a big night. That game was becoming a back and forth game.
Are you sure about
that?
No.
Yes. He was 8 for 14 before he got injured.
No.
It was finna be a back and forth game.
He was one big play. He was stinking it up in my opinion.
That's what I'm saying. Terry Bridgewater had a way.
It was on pace to being a shootout. It was on pace to be, and whoever get the ball last. What? Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
And before he got hurt, they was on a TD drive, but they had to kick the field goal. Like I said, when Tua get healthy, and he just got the line be slipping up, and he get hit, and he fragile. He is fragile.
Fragile.
But that's gonna cost him some money because he's injury prone. I like Tua, but I gotta call it how it is.
You said that.
But
it's the first time I've ever seen
if he's healthy and he have protection, he could be nasty, real nasty.
Yeah.
Waddle and he got the weapons now, but he like a thin sheet of paper when you put in the shredder. It's gonna shred. He gonna get hurt.
He's Charmin.
He ultra soft.
He Terry Cloth very soft.
He ultra soft.
Mm-hmm.
But Tua, when they come back, they should be on pace with finishing second or first place in the division. But Buffalo Bills is on. They on now.
Yeah,
they on.
Yeah. So first, let me go ahead and just knock the injury out the way first. With the injury, I'm not going to question Mike McDaniel's decision to let him play. The private neurologist, he allowed him to play. He's later been fired by the NFL, but the players can't be mad because, in my opinion, because the players hired him. The private neurologist, was hired by the NFLPA, Players Association. So that was their guy they put in there for that. Now, NFL concussion protocol, those steps or whatever they want to put forth.
Somebody take a blame for it.
Between those. Of course, everything, sometimes when something goes wrong like that, somebody has to take a blame for it. But when it comes to the full set, like the steps on that is for someone to discuss. They're investigating that thoroughly. Now, if it comes out that, the Dolphins had full knowledge that he was in a concussion type state, then hey, that's on the Dolphins. We've seen that the Dolphins are pretty shady when it comes to this business type. But as far as the injury, I'm not gonna kill him on it because they stated it was a back injury. Now the only reason why I feel like maybe it could be more than what is 50-50 chance it might be right, might be wrong. Back when the Kansas City Chiefs played the Cleveland Browns, when Patrick Mahomes got hit and he didn't play for the rest of the game. And the Browns still ended up losing, but he didn't play for the rest of the game. He got up. He did basically the same bit that Tua did. If you go back to that game, Pat Mahomes got up, should kind of fell a little bit, and they picked it back up. Now, he cleared every step of concussion protocol during that game. Literally during that game, he cleared every step of concussion protocol. Now the guy did not want to put him back out there though. He didn't say he basically was like he couldn't be the guy to let him back onto the field. Mm-hmm. But it was a back injury. It was really more so to the back. So they basically had the same type of get up state where they both got up, were wobbly, came back down and everything, and still got back up. And when Pat Mahomes got up, everybody immediately concluded that it was a concussion. But it wasn't a concussion, and the rest is history with that season. So I'm not gonna kill the Dolphins on that because it could have been a back injury. And like Lacey said, Tua's fragile, and that's exactly what I was gonna get into. I already knew that the Dolphins were gonna be basically coming into that game shorthanded. They played the Bills in a short week that Sunday where the Bills basically dominated them the whole game but lost. The Bills had 90 snaps compared to the Dolphins snaps to 40 snaps. And the defense had been out there for 90 snaps that last game in the Miami Heat. So I felt like they were going to come underhanded, even though, honestly, the defense is what kept them in that game with Tua in and without Tua in. The defense played a phenomenal job.
Defense is the reason the Dolphins stay in it.
Yes, the defense is really, I think their defense is really pretty underrated. The offense defense is really underrated in my opinion. But at the end of the day, this is just what it is with Tua. Week 3 coming into week 4. Coming into week 4, he had 40 snaps, 18 balls thrown, and just 1 sack. And he was coming in Thursday with a back and ankle injury. Week 3. This is just week 3 of the NFL season. That's who Tua is. He's had injury problems in college. He's had injury problems when he first got into the NFL, and he still continuing with serious injury problems. His body is just not gonna last. That's just clear cut, and that was one of the reasons why I was on the boat on paying him. The biggest skill set that you can have is availability. If you're not available, what can we do for you? Nothing.
Right.
And that's what a lot of quarterbacks. That's what I say with the Kyler Murrays. We see those small type quarterbacks. Their bodies don't last. They don't last. And Tua's not even an athletic quarterback. He just stands in the pocket. Tua coming into week 4 was in the very bottom half of quarterback sack. He came into that game with 5 sacks and then he left with 6 sacks. Still in the bottom half, like 25th in sacks. Joe Burrow, already 17 sacks. Now they've cleaned up the sacks, but he came into that game with like 16 sacks. He's still good and healthy. Josh Allen, that same game, 90 snaps, 8 runs, 4 sacks. Running the ball too. He's still good to go, healthy as ever. Durability. That's a part of the thought process when it comes to these contract extensions and getting paid. And that's what I say when it comes to these athletic guys. If they don't have that same skill set as they are athletically, that's when I have to look at it, because most of the time those guys don't last long. And why am I investing in something that I can possibly end up losing on the back end because they want fully guaranteed dollars? But that's it when it comes to Tua. But as far as the game, I feel like that the Bengals were gonna win that game regardless. I think they were gonna win that game regardless. Tua was playing terrible in my opinion. Every deep ball he threw was underthrown. He didn't make any deep ball plays. His best plays were short 5-yard passes. The pick to Tyreek, what we saw was clearly underthrown, and we could have guessed that coming into the season that was going to happen. We knew that was coming into the season that was going to happen.
That was interesting.
And that was some of those lucky touchdowns he had was the same way.
Right.
Underthrown, Tyreek turn around, doing this.
He got to be an athlete.
He doing this for the bread basket because he this way, but he got to turn back around and come and catch the ball.
He got to slow up.
Tua, if you look back at that game, every deep ball he threw was terrible. Underthrown. It showed that game last night showed you he didn't have the arm strength. He doesn't have the arm strength. And when they put Teddy in, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. With that, the way that's the system now, I'm starting to think with that system that Mike McDaniels have in place.
It's for any quarterback.
Teddy and Tua look like the same quarterback.
It's for any quarterback.
They're like the same quarterback in that system. They're like the same quarterback.
No.
They're like the same quarterback. The numbers were almost exactly alike.
Man, I'm not trying to hear that.
The numbers were exactly alike, and that's why I'm not saying no, Jan. The stats prove they look like the same quarterback. You watch that game.
They did not look
the same thing.
Right.
10 to 5-yard passes, nickel and diamond down to the field. That's Teddy's strong suit, and that's Tua's strong suit.
And let's not get this one time.
Let's not get it twisted.
Tua's not a nickel dime player. He throw down the field.
Tua is a nickel and dime player.
He's a progressive quarterback,
and he follows the system.
He's a progressive quarterback.
He follows the system. Anyway,
that's
though,
all he know.
what I knew is, and also coming in is down. This is week 3. This is week 3 with Mike Daniels' offense. Now we ain't got to look back at old 49ers tape, old college tape. We can start finally looking more so and seeing what he likes to do and what he likes to run. And now teams are going to start figuring it out. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna let you know. I know it's gonna happen.
This is gonna happen. What's gonna happen?
Even with 2 in, I feel like this is long term rise. This is gonna show that this is not gonna cut it. That's not gonna.
It's gonna win the game.
You need to have elite quarterback play to win it all.
And Tua is not putting up the numbers. That's what you telling me.
He put up the numbers for 3 weeks. We've seen that before. Dak Prescott put up the numbers his rookie year. And what did he do? Jack nothing.
The defense.
I don't want to hear that.
The defense.
We see guys do that. The Dolphins defense put up 3,000 yards in the
Dolphins defense
and they don't look like nothing in the playoffs. We've seen that. We've seen Lamar Jackson win the MVP and look like a pedestrian quarterback that just came out the street in the playoffs.
The Dolphins give them positions for them to score.
Numbers. Just because Tua finally started breaking because of a new system. A new system that was put in place.
That don't nobody know about yet.
Yeah, just because he got put in place with a new system, he shocked the league for three weeks, and I was already on record saying that a couple of those games were pretty lucky. A couple of those passes was just blown coverages or broken smoke screens that let a guy loose. Yep. Let's just be real and call it like how it is.
Please.
At the end of the day, Tua's play, in my opinion, was not going to cut it. And even without this injury, I think that
they was going to beat the
league
Bengals.
Was going to slowly start to figure it out. No, they weren't. They were never going to beat the Bengals. The Bengals were in control of that game. The whole time. They was in control of that game.
I'm serious.
As soon as Tua threw that pick, the game was over. The game was over as soon as he threw that pick.
Man, we all watched the game.
The game was not over.
Now as far as far as the Bengals, this is what the Dolphins' scheme was. They were kind of injured on the DB position. But what they did was they gave Jamar Chase double coverage all game long,
and they messed up.
And Higgins killed him.
And that's why the Bengals signed. And that's why the Bengals keep a guy like Higgins and Boyd.
I like Higgins.
You give Higgins 1-on-1. Give him 1-on-1 if you want to.
Get up with
Higgins is probably top 3 number 2 receivers in the league. He is top 3 number 2 receivers in the league.
He is
arguably maybe the best number 2 receiver in the league. Let him get single coverage. And see, teams gonna start learning. They want to keep Jamar in the cage because they really know what he can do. They know what he can do.
Jamar get activated.
Jamar, the Bengals are gonna be able to pay both of them though.
He frustrated.
I know Jamar. He don't like it. He want to get into the game. Jamar wants to go and show the world that he's great.
I mean, he still had his thing.
He want to show that he's number one. And he now a lot of teams are giving him safe double coverage really all game long.
But I'm gonna let you know they ain't gonna be able to do that.
He's not gonna do that too much longer if he can keep doing what he's doing.
Right.
He keep doing what he's doing.
Then Tyler Boyd at the slot.
The Bengals not gonna be able to pay both of them guys, man.
We're not talking about later on right now. We're talking about right now.
I'm just letting you know.
Right now. We're talking about right now, and they can still probably work the cap and pay them.
I guarantee they're gonna keep taking.
They're gonna work the cap and keep both of them boys. Best believe it. You gotta have athletes at the receiver position.
Come on, now.
And anyway, I think that now we seen with the O-line. Week 1, 7 sacks. Mm-hmm. Week 2, 6. Week 3, 2. Week 4, 1 sack. So now the O-line is starting to find its chemistry. It's getting together. It's starting. We saw Joe had plenty of time the whole game. He had plenty of time the whole game. And
oh my God,
what he did was he was killing the Dolphins forward, and that's why I knew the game was. The Bengals controlled the sticks.
Stop the pass
the whole game. They controlled the whole game.
Anytime it was a third down, Joe hitting a little nickel down,
he got
giving it to T. Higgins.
That's why I was never worried. I knew I really didn't want to see Tua leave. But at the end of the day, though, I think that the Bengals, they're starting to find their stride. The Dolphins, even with Teddy, I think they can still the wins that they
play just next week.
With the wins that they're going to get, I think Teddy and Tua don't change that. I don't think QB play is going to change that. The two QBs they have don't change that.
The one thing I will say is with Teddy Bridgewater, we know that they're going to be dependent on the defense way more.
I think you play the same way.
No, they don't. But they'll take care of.
I think you play the same exact way.
And you know what? You can say that too because either way, the defense was playing a huge role in most of the games
play style.
Won.
Yes,
against the Bills. The defense was the reason that the Dolphins won that game.
Well,
even though Josh Allen he messed up with that throw at the end of the game.
Yeah, that and the Bills. That's when they were kind of depleted on defense.
Yeah, and the defense was hurt too.
Yeah.
The game before that when they beat the Ravens,
a lot of busted coverages against rookie defense.
That was Ravens. That was the Ravens loss. They should have won that.
Yeah.
They're only. You know what? I give them the Lions game. Even though they let the Lions come back, I give them that. But other than that, I think they're supposed to be 1-3, just like the Steelers.
Whatever, bro. Whatever.
I ain't gonna say 1-3.
Watch the Dolphins beat the Jets. What y'all team should have done. We ain't going to break. We gonna go on a break though. We gonna go to break though.
I think the Dolphins are gonna be okay. They're gonna be okay. They're gonna still be viable, but I think it's gonna be still the same QB play. They play just alike, in my opinion. But coming back after the break, we talking about them again, man. Dakota Rain Prescott and them Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you after the break.
The Mississippi Link is an African-American female-owned newspaper with a trusted voice that is highly respected throughout the city, state, and nation. Our motto, keepers of the knowledge for people who speak the truth, since 1993. Significantly influences the thoughts, attitudes, and buying decisions of its readers. Call us at 601-368-8481 for your advertising needs. If you would like to receive a newspaper in the mail each week, our annual subscription is only $52 per year. That is only $1 per week for you to stay informed regarding many stories that you can only get in the Mississippi Link. Sign up today at themississippiLink.com and click on Home Delivery.
Advertise on WeBelieve.Global, a brand new digital media platform. Share your brand with our audience on our many global live stream TV broadcasts and over the radio. For more info, visit WeBelieve.Global or call 800-492-5186, option 1.
Welcome back, everybody. Moving to the NFC side of things. The Dallas Cowboys beat the Washington Commanders this past Sunday, making Cooper Rush 3-0 since coming in, since Dak Prescott has been hurt. There have been a lot of talks on should Dak Prescott start or Cooper Rush start. With Dak Prescott being able to possibly play this upcoming week against the LA Rams, I want to ask you guys, should the Cowboys start Dak Prescott next week?
No. I don't feel like they should start him next week because they are playing the LA Rams and their defense.
No, don't be scared.
No.
Don't be scared. If he like that, play him.
Don't do that.
No, that's your guy.
That's what I'm saying.
And let me talk. And let me talk.
He won't look good when he come back. That's what he won't. I know you.
We know where he's trying to go, man.
Look. I don't want. Why would you play? It's not a divisional game right now. It's in the NFC, of course. But let Cooper Rush. He got the momentum. Let him play against the Rams.
Saying lose? Just really
no. Let Cooper Rush play. Since all the eyes on him, he 4-0. Nobody in the Cowboy history did that. Let him play against a real team, the Rams, and get exposed, and then bring back Dak into
a real team.
Right. Okay.
Bring Dak back into the game when they play a divisional game for first place against the Eagles.
So you basically talking about throwing games away. But first off, I just real quick though. Who, in your opinion, who gives you the best chance to win?
Dak. But
so you put him in. That's it. That's it.
The timetable. Let me talk. How you gonna look at when we play the Eagles next week? How you gonna look at when we play the Eagles next week?
If you think he's the best chance to win, you play him then.
Look, Dak is. They said his injury is from 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, give him another break until he play the Eagles. While he give him some more time for his thumb to heal up some more and get less swollen.
You know what's
he just got the stitches off.
You do?
Man, no, I don't.
You know what's going to happen when you stick
So if I'm in Dak guys, let Cooper Rush play and get exposed, and they be like, oh, he's just a fluke, like we all know he is, and Dak comes beat Dak and save. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
I don't
see nothing wrong with it, because the next few games after that, they play the Eagles, and I think they got a bye coming up as well. So give them some time to rest up. I know I would personally, because the Rams, even though you don't know which Rams you getting, they looking good right now against the 49ers, but man, that defense is like this here. I mean, of course I would want Dak in if he was healthy, but let him get. I know it's a thumb injury, but he can't grip the ball well, and it's still swollen. Just let Cooper rest. He got the momentum. He 4-0.
Okay, what if he say, Coach, I'm good to go? I feel good.
Well, play then. But if not, if you ain't ready to play, then sit out. Because look, they play the Eagles, then they play the Lions, and they play some Bears. That's winnable games till they play the boys.
You want them to come back to have some easy games.
To get them back in the swing of things, man.
Nah. We paying. If you pay,
let them take that loss. Let them take that loss to the Rams, and then you got division. You got a divisional game, a big game now.
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football against the Eagles.
He didn't use those sick days.
And then he gonna beat the Lions, and then he gonna beat the Bears. And he gonna lose to the G-Man Green Bay.
He didn't use enough sick days.
I do that. So that's what I see. Cooper Rush playing good. He playing a system style, but they ain't play nobody. They play the Commanders and another divisional team, the Giants.
Divisions. That's what you said. Lacey said. I remember Lacey always used to tell me what matters is the division.
Right.
Yes. That's what you always say.
And the division. And look. Next week. And next week, Dak.
That's what you always say. When I used to say Dak don't do nothing, all he do is get to the playoff. He won a division.
And look,
what Cooper Rush doing?
And look. Next week he gonna play the Eagles, and they undefeated. So let him come in and get play against them. But if he good to go, and he telling Jerry and McCaffrey he's ready to go. Yeah. Let him go again.
So what happens?
And show out against the Rams.
So what if Dak come back? He come back out, stick it up against the Rams. They let him play the Eagles and stick it up again.
He ain't gonna stick it up because I don't see him doing that.
I guarantee you right now, if he's sticking up against the Rams and the Eagles, he is on the pine, dog. He on the pine.
Why?
I don't care how much.
You can lose 2 in a row. You can lose
me games.
You think? Hold on. If he lose 2 in a row, okay, he gonna play the Lions. It's gonna lighten up. Then you play the Bears. It's gonna lighten up.
Okay,
come on now.
I see the way you going with this.
They got forced. Look. Hey, at them 2 games, they played at them 2 games. They played the NFC North. Right. 4 straight games, the NFC North teams, and he gonna go 2-2. he gonna beat the Bears and Lions, and I would love for him to beat the Vikings, but I don't see that. But they gonna lose us, of course. But that's 2-2 right there.
I can see the Cowboys lose to the Vikings, but beating y'all though.
I don't see that.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
We own the Dallas Cowboys. Any Cowboy fan that think they can beat us, talk to me. You know my number. You know my social.